And yeah, this is Ross's Game Dungeon Martian Gothic Unification, a game I know nothing about, and this is a series I have never watched before. I've seen other videos from Accursed Farms, so this YouTube channel, Freeman's Mind to be more specific. I know people also recommended that series to me, but I saw a majority of it back in the day, and I'm not that interested in reacting to it, but I'm definitely interested in reacting to Ross's Game Dungeon because this is completely new to me, and I am both curious to see what this series of, I assume, video game reviews is all about and how well it, takes on the channel. This is, of course, requested by members of community, and there were quite a few votes of confidence from what I remember recommending me this. I just picked some random video that was, first of all, it's like one of the more popular ones, but also more recent. Like, I seen that Ross's Game Dungeon has been running for 7 years or something insane like that straight, and that's a long ass fucking time. So I picked something little more recent. I believe this is like from 2 years ago, and yeah, it's one of the more like popular videos from Ross's Game Dungeon within that time frame of 2 years. Let's just get into it and see what is up.
You take the Martian, you take Gothic, you put them together, you've got Martian Gothic. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Hello! Welcome to the Halloween Game Dungeon. This is a game I've been wanting to get through for a very long time.
God damn it, this is another Halloween video? Why are Halloween videos from Mandalore and all other video game channels so popular? Fuck, I will never escape the Halloween season.
I've tried to before, but something happened. No, not that. I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, see, that's the thing. This game is loaded with mystery.
I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
What?
4 centuries have passed since those words were written.
Oh, it's
We have
Hamlet.
begun to penetrate infinite space, bounded in our little nutshell spacecraft. But we still have our bad dreams. I can sense them coming across the midnight of space, can read the cryptic circuitry of their ship,
2019.
decipher all the codes of fear in the hearts of its crew.
Is it going to be one of those like really weird games like Ring? Because right now I'm getting a little bit of those Ring vibes.
This is a documentary.
I wish I could tell them that all will be well, that the future, after all, is not so terrible. But that is not in my nature.
Same here.
They're very near now, the 3 in the ship. I know each name, each individual pain. Khan, Matlock, Kenzo. 3 are coming. Only 2 will leave. The bad dreams will always be with us. And now and again, dreams come true.
This is Kenzo Uji. Enigma mission log 9:12 a.m.
Okay, that's guys, maybe we should do a second take of that voice acting. No, everyone is okay with this?
June 17th, 2019. I've just crash landed Zeus 19 within 2 kilometers of Vita Base. The base directional beacon was out of operation.
Okay, he's getting technical. To sum it up, we're on Mars. We have a base and everything, but something went wrong. Everything's gone silent for 10 months, with the last transmission saying, "Don't come here." But if you do come here, stay alone, stay alive. That's...
I Is this a fucking actual I'm experiencing the worst brain fart, so stick with me. Is this a fucking survival horror game? Because I'm looking at the screen and it's like the immediate feedback to my brain upon seeing this looks like Resident Evil or Dino Crisis, if you would like, you know, that sort of video game.
Kind of an odd way to say stay separated for your own safety. We're given no reason why or anything. Even now, I've played part of this and I still don't know what's going on. This is so up my alley and might currently be the biggest game mystery I've been wanting to get to the bottom of. And that's what I hope to do tonight. So Earth sent 3 astronauts to investigate. They almost died on entry,
I wonder
their
what
landers
year this
crashed,
game came
and they
out
almost
in.
ran out of oxygen. So everything is riding on this Mars base. And keeping with the stay alone theme, all 3 entered different airlocks, and we're going to have to coordinate and cooperate to find out what's going on. And an interesting gameplay aspect is you can swap between them at any time. In fact, you can even do it in the opening credits. If you wait for everybody to explain what happens, you end up with Karn here. But you can just take over the controls at any point. That's kind of neat. And before we get going, I'd like to mention this game was kind of a crash landing for me, too. I mean, first off, I installed 2 separate patches, then
It literally is, the gameplay is like fucking Resident Evil because I already saw there's a fixed camera angle. That's so fucking weird. It's always wild to see like a game with tank controls because it makes it so immediately dated. But this game doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look like Resident Evil 2 or 3. It looks like way better. I'm assuming on a smaller like budget because fucking Resident Evil was made by Capcom. I'm curious when did this
patch on
come
top
out?
of that, but whoops! Looks like I didn't register my ADPCM codec. Boy, I'm glad this crap is documented. There's a whole lot of games there's no help on. Now, I could have run this on a virtual machine for less drama, but damn it, I like my anti-aliasing. Especially on a game like this, and I'm not gonna get that there. Now, if you just use regular anti-aliasing, you get this number. Yeah, been a while since I've seen this. My memory may be wrong, but back in the old days, I think you used to be able to fix this with a texture alignment slider included in the control panel. That went away a long time ago. I don't know if it's even possible to tweak that now. Though, truth be told, I'm kind of glad we don't need to manually set the texture alignment in our damn games now. God, I love having standards. I wish that sort of thing happened more. So that's out, but Nvidia has an alternate super sampling mode, and that works. But that also blurs everything. No, damn it. I even tried running the PlayStation version on an emulator, but then the background textures are lower resolution. We kind of want all we can get for a game like this. Oh, and the PlayStation version has a different menu.
So, from what I seen, it's from the 2000s? It says 2001 here, maybe this game had a re-release or something. Looks pretty good for a 2000s game. I don't know if it's because of just running it on an emulator with all of those fancy like filters, smoothing everything out and you know, upscaling it to a higher resolution or what, but
Menu theme. Why does this keep happening?
Looks literally better than I remember.
To upscale the bastard.
Resident Evil
But don't
3
use
looking.
their anti-aliasing either,
That's
because then we're back to
surprising.
waffle graphics. I swear, wanting clean image quality on computer games is just swimming upstream. But I made it. We're here now. Let's go. And yes, we have tank controls.
Yep.
Yes! Yeah, nothing says you're in for a good time more than that. More on that later. So it starts
I am so glad tank controls are dead. Literally the worst control type you can have in a fucking video game.
off and we're going nowhere fast.
I would say it's extremely impressive that the game looks so good. After all, I didn't know Mars made any games before this. I mean, like I said, I am very surprised. I'm assuming it's like all of the all of the additional effects from emulating it, because holy fuck, I like that literally looks better than Resident Evil 3. And like I said, I don't think those devs had fucking Capcom money. So
Function. Computer override required.
Hey, the decontam door is malfunctioning. Can't get into the goddamn base.
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
the fucking voice acting is Resident Evil quality though. And I don't mean Resident Evil 3, that is that Resident Evil 1 quality right there.
Let's switch to somebody else.
Door malfunction. Computer override required.
What's wrong with this bloody door? Could someone get me out of here?
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
Pressure's on, Kenzo. The entire mission rests on you. That's some big talk saying you're gonna free everybody when we don't even know if you can get out of the airlock. Yeah, he can. We're good.
Is anyone around? Anyone alive? Or dead? If you're dead, don't answer.
Kenzo is full of jokes that fall flat. This won't be the last. I get the feeling he had aspirations to be a stand-up comedian, but couldn't hack it, so he became an astronaut instead.
I fucking
Common
love
tale.
this voice acting.
In fact,
oh
all
my
our
God.
astronauts are kind of plain. But you know what? That's fine. I don't want drama from my astronauts. Calm under pressure. That's what I want to see here. Sealed door?
Sealed.
Yep, there it is.
If anyone here was alive, would they have left the corpse lying in a corridor?
That's an excellent conclusion, Kenzo. It's kind of worse if the answer is yes. And come on, you know he's gonna get up. You know it. Yep, there's another one. When's it gonna happen? If he wasn't gonna get up, he wouldn't be rendered out in 3D.
So is that like
Well, call me a techno-zen hippie, and I've been called that before. But there's a dead man hovering in front of me in the Boulevard Saint-Michel. I can hear him speak, in my mind.
he's very nonchalant about this. I guess that's just a thing that happens in the future of Martian Gothic. I can't imagine this is actually a combat-oriented game like Resident Evil, though from the looks of it I would assume it's like more like a puzzler or a story-driven game, and that could be a cool idea with like tank controls.
I feel like he never gave up the stand-up comedy dream. That started off weak, but then he started going somewhere with it. If that was his full joke on stage, I would be confused, but I would clap.
Are you on something, Kenzo?
Kenzo's high on life. And you see what I mean already about not being sure what's going on in this game. Doors locked, of course. I'm not gonna touch the floating corpse. I like to enjoy my calm before the storm. And of course, Kenzo doesn't tell us what the guy said to him. Though my track record of questioning the undead has gone pretty badly on this show, so I probably shouldn't ask questions I don't want the answer to. This is an impressively decorated hallway for a space base. I hadn't thought of it, but maybe people would try to make it seem more homey if they're going to be spending a long time here. I can't decide if this feels more like a disaster or just party aftermath. There's a lot of drinking cups. And we find a clue! That's sufficiently ominous. You could write, "I'm in the mood," in a lot of places to throw people off. And we keep the note as inventory. We have quite a bit of inventory, actually. The astronauts saw it fit to take a lot of crap with them. Kenzo brought some fruit. Was he growing that on the ship?
It wasn't as fresh as it looked.
Matlock brought lipstick. Who's she trying to impress out here? Karn brought a silver bullet. I guess that could be a keepsake.
Okay.
I'm just so used to thinking of how it can cost thousands of dollars for every ounce you send up into space.
Wrapper from an old-maid country cottage candy bar. I could lick off what's left, but I'm not that kind of guy.
Every day I fight the temptation. I must remain vigilant. Well, this is a dead end. That means it's time to start searching the bodies. They're gonna jump at me, I know it. Nothing. Orange key card. There we go. Into the director's office. A lot of Renaissance painting.
I don't even know what to say. This game is confusing me to a very fucking high degree.
For a Mars base. What's on the computer? A transmission. It's pretty vague. Just says they released all the evil on Mars.
You should designate Mars a quarantine planet, but I know you won't.
Ah, so it's a Doom prequel.
If
Gotcha.
you send a manned craft, warn the crew. Stay alone. Stay alive. And for God...
So that's where it came from. Sounds like something else pretty important got cut out. Oh well. There's a lot of articles on the computer. Ah, okay, we got part of an answer. Looks like that meteor in the intro was real. Rock Allen Hills 8401. Here's the real thing. Apparently the real one didn't contain bacteria fossils, but bacteria-like fossils. And it's not clear if this is evidence of extraterrestrial life or not. Cool, I didn't know that. There's some other info here. Apparently this is a corporate base with the primary goal of discovering evidence of life on Mars. Now that doesn't sound very profitable, but apparently the corporate line is this to advance efforts to terraform Mars. That would be very profitable, but I'm not sure that's possible. I mean, Mars doesn't have the gravity to hold an atmosphere for that, does it? I don't know, but I could see a CEO not understanding that and scientists happy to take the funding. Mars base, ho! The rest of this is Mars facts, politics, and we have neural interface computers now. Not sure I would trust that. Door control, there we go. Override. Now we're cooking. Ah, I knew it! Come on, go, go, go! Open the door! Open the door! Open
Okay,
it!
we have...
Ah! Get off! I'm mashing everything! Oh my god, I have to turn around. Damn it! Good, she had her fill. Yep, it's happening. This is bad. I'm gonna hide back in the airlock. The thing is, I have no...
This fucking looks like a mod for Resident Evil. What the fuck is going on? Like, I literally... Those animations of even standing up or the grab animation look so similar to Resident Evil, the originals. Holy fuck, I'm having the biggest deja vu, but all of the textures are different, obviously. Is this a fucking mod for Resident Evil, unironically? What the fuck? This game is fucking fascinating. Jesus Christ.
defense. Well, that's
Who
not
made
entirely
this?
true. There is an unarmed attack move. You want to see it? Here it is. Eh. 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 I'm dead meat. I need a gun. I found an audio log, System Shock style, where guns are mentioned.
I can still hear gunfire. Earth Control should never have shipped those weapons in.
And guess what? Madlock is strapped. It was right in her airlock lock.
Okay, the developers, Creative Reality and Coyote Developments don't even have their own Wikipedia page, so yeah, this is some indie ass studio. Directed by Stephen Marley, who quit video games after this. And he did like 2 games prior, both of which I have never fucking heard about. It's the Dreamweb and Warhammer Dark Omen. I guess he was a writer on Dark Omen. No director. Weird. Where the fuck did the funding for this come from? Was this like a money laundering operation? This is so fucking weird.
A pistol and 96 rounds. So that says to me, she's not getting out anytime soon. I always find it kind of funny when a space base has a lot of guns and it's not because of aliens, just in case. Yeah, that's a priority.
Love that when she's turning, it's just the torso and then the feet turn.
Gotta make sure our astronauts are packing. I mean, who are they gonna use them on? You kind of need your act together to be an astronaut in the first place. Okay, I'm just repeating Rama now. Karn, you're up. He's not attacked immediately. That's great. I'm being nitpicky, but was it the right move for Karn to wear all his military medals on his uniform out in space? Every ounce counts and nobody here cares. Lots of bodies waiting for me. This is making me nervous. Well, I found a green key card, but there's no door around that needs one. But there was earlier.
Green tag required.
Well, keeping with our stay alone theme, The base conveniently has pneumatic tubes all over the place where we can transfer items. Aha! And no, of course Matlock does not have...
That's a cool idea for gameplay, where you need to switch between characters and send like them different items, which was already utilized by Resident Evil 0, by the way. But still, pretty cool stuff. Depends heavily on the level design though, because in Resident Evil 0 you literally... I would literally skip some items to pick it up as the other character who had the bigger gun, for example. While in this, I don't even know if you can like go into areas of the other characters because the game seems to want you isolated very much. So
one in her room, so still no gun. Now Kenzo needs to run back to the drop tube. Damn it! Oh, by the way, I didn't do a cut here. This is exactly how it went down in the game. It likes to jump straight to those attack animations. I'm kind of boxed in here. I just can't turn fast enough. This is... Okay, open the green door.
Bro is getting molested in the corner.
The bathroom. Why would this need a key card?
The washroom. It smells of something, and it isn't roses.
Kenzo keeping his wit sharp. It's a jackpot.
This
You refine a
fucking
passcode, key
saw-ass
card,
bathroom.
toilet scrubber. This opens up options. Here you go, Karn. That opens up a study and another zombie just sitting there. I don't know. I think I'm going to put the odds that this zombie is going to get up at about 100%. And another computer. I forgot to mention, the computer is where you save your game and also contains a kind of short radio play.
The outer monster of the inner ring is on its way across the Martian surface to kick our butts, but good. Maybe you'd better stay out of the way, you being a woman and all. When the outer monster gets here, we're gonna be in deep shoe polish.
Listen, Rock Harding, as a 19-year-old modern independent woman who is top-notch government scientist and karate expert...
Woman?
I strongly object to your gender stereotyping, which has no place in the second decade of the 21st century.
This goes on a while. And guess what? You have limited saves.
Oh,
Two
fuck.
saves. That's
Fuck
pretty
that.
stingy. The last computer only had 2 saves too. And it felt like I went through a lot in between the two. Plus, what a great place to save my game. Right next to some zombie woman chomping on me. Wait, I heard a noise. Is that him? Yes, it is. No, don't turn it like that. That's too much. Oh my god. Oh, so close. Boy, I can't wait to save my game.
I gotta say, I assumed he was completely safe there because in the Resident Evil, you obviously hit the interact button and you are immediately in an animation where the door opens and you are teleported to the other side. Holy fuck, this game actually seems kinda tense because every time you open a door, you gotta fucking wait before it, like, the shutter goes up completely and in that time the zombie can be on your ass. That seems a little bit tense, I gotta say.
Game again.
That's a cool design decision, but I'm
cool.
not sure if it was intentional
about
though.
everybody coming to life. Okay, now I got confused by this guy because he left a suicide note about blowing his brains out, but then I didn't find a gun on him. Also some note about an altar to the ancient Karakarak and denying its color for life, you know. I kind of feel robbed here not having that gun and whoa. Once again, I did not do a cut here. Look, they transported me partially across the screen to make that happen. In here, there's a thing. Can I walk along the edges to... Oh, no, I can't do that. I feel like we could have used some sound there. Like a scream and a music sting. No? Oh, listen, that crackling is still playing into the menu. Does it go away when I load? Yes. It does. Well, I'm actually stuck. I felt like there was a flow going, but no, dead end. What did I miss? Oh wow, I checked for hints. I wasn't thorough enough in the bathroom. I checked all the stalls, the body, the tanning bed. I did not check around the corner for the lockers. I did not think there was an entrance there. And it turns out
the beauty of games with tank controls.
All along. He dropped it when he got up. Well, that's good news, but that's also bad news, because it means a bullet to the head doesn't cut it. Are we operating on Return of the Living Dead rules here? Shooting them in the head does nothing?
I thought you said if we destroyed the brain, it'd die. It worked in the movie! Well, it ain't working now. Reading the movie line?
Well, he went down the first time, didn't he? Well, now we have a gun. And the zombies have stuff on them. Now I can send this to the others. Damn it. Yeah, gotta love the blind corners. But this is good. I'm opening up new areas, finding more items, investigating, and I can defend myself. This is finally feeling like it clicks.
Dartboard. One of them brick games. Never played it, never will.
Somebody had a bad time in the UK. There's a music box playing 3 blind...
Wait, are darts actually... Did darts actually originate from the UK? Like, that's such an international sport now. I would never fucking pin it, like, as something specifically UK-ish. That's such a weird pull to hate darts because they are from fucking UK.
Mice. Yeah, rub it in. Wait, I shot him 2 minutes ago. Yep, that's right. You don't kill zombies in this game. All you do is put them down for a minute or two, and even that takes 5 or 6 shots. You can't aim to get a headshot either. You can only fire on one axis for the most part. Yeah, this is really a microcosm of the game.
That would be interesting,
in order
but
to use the pneumatic tube.
That would be interesting, but every time he opens his inventory, I see he has like fucking 50 bullets. So in the inventory, so it doesn't matter. In Resident Evil, you didn't want to shoot all of the zombies because you literally ran out of ammo, so it was a waste. But here, it's like, how many times would you have to kill this zombie to actually run out of ammo? It seems like a lot, especially since they actually drop items when you kill them.
I had to shoot a zombie 5 times that I already shot 5 times just a couple minutes ago. Then I went into the study to shoot another zombie 5 times in order to save my game, and that was my last save. And even though I've saved my game here, that's not good enough. Because that zombie is going to get back up in a minute or two, and I can't be in the same room with him. See, when you switch characters, that doesn't pause the game for others. So unless I park all characters in a safe place, they're going to get killed while I'm controlling somebody else, and there's not a lot of safe places on the base.
Okay.
Right now, the clearest option is
that's
the airlock
fucking
I came
insane.
In on,
That seems like a nightmare for the player to manage.
A significant hike back through zombie country. I'm an hour or 2 into this, and there's still no safe place to save my game. You know, I really was enjoying the game for a little bit there. I think that might be over. I mean, this game is clearly copying Resident Evil. I've heard people describe Dead Space as Resident Evil in space. No. Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 4 specifically. Dead Space is Resident Evil 4 in space.
4 in space, maybe.
Oh.
This is Resident Evil in space. Or Mars, I guess. I mean, we've got the tank controls, dramatic camera angles, limited saves. Christ, I'm glad that's a trend that didn't catch on. Well,
yeah.
One thing it didn't copy is how the save room was a nice, safe place to calm down, figure out what you're doing, listen to nice music. No, screw that.
But even then, like Resident Evil was... The saves were limited to ink ribbons, and you would always find like 2 or 3 ink ribbons on the next typewriter, and you could save them up, so you'd have a lot more ink ribbons later. But here, it's like 2 saves per 1 terminal that you find, which is way fucking worse, because some areas can require more saves from you, and some might require less, but you don't stack them for later, so...
This is Martian Gothic. We don't have pansy save rooms here. We have zombies that glitch attack you. Go to hell. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's not that bad so far, but I think I see where we're going. Let's find out. Through all this, I got the code to release Matlock. So let's see if she saves us.
Red tag required. Blue tag required. Gray tag required. Blue tag required.
I think Matlock has her work cut out for her.
So,
but she does have a safe room with a pneumatic tube, storage locker, and 5 save slots.
What's the point of 3 fucking protagonists if one of them is, like, absent for half of the game?
Okay. Trying to win me back.
I think this is Sterile 1 of the 2 sterilization chambers that protect against bacterial infection. No need to use the antibacterial sprays.
Yeah, sterile. Ooh, lots of keys.
I thought Kenzo had released all the decontamined doors, so why is this one shut?
Yeah, why is this door still shut? That is so weird. From here, it's a staggering level of hallway running, finding items, ferrying them to the right place, and just inventory management. And zombies. Mostly that other stuff, but the zombies will kill you. I hate having my inventory clogged so much and not knowing what's valuable or who should have what item. It really compounds how much time I spend on this. So that's not fun, but I found myself liking the puzzling side of things. Figuring out which route I should take to get what item to what player is kind of fun, and I actually found myself enjoying stashing things more than I thought. See, when you have useless items or papers you read once, usually, you need to unload them somewhere, and I would be on the lookout for places to stash them. It made me feel like a reverse kleptomaniac. It would be like if I came to your house, then later after I left, you discovered a chewed up pencil.
Yeah, that's the problem with Resident Evil 0 actually, because there was they removed all of the like boxes to keep your items in, so you just dropped it on the floor somewhere, and every time you wanted that item you had to specifically go to that room. There was a shit ton of items on the floor because you were keeping everything here. Pick that one specific item, go back. That shit made Resident Evil 0 so annoying.
Grocery receipts, a soda can. So I found this fun if I knew I needed an item or not and who it was for. If I have no idea
this system
if an
is,
item has
I
value,
think, better because you
that's
can
when
just
it gets
stash
ugly,
it in
because there's not
the...
enough space for all that crap. Or even if I do find the space, it might be in a dangerous spot. Or I may not remember where I put it. The computer even has a registry of all items in all storage units. So you just need to casually browse through 50 locations and try to remember which scrap of paper was the important one. And where these names correspond to. They're not all listed on your map. Problem is, the stakes are a little too high. If I stash an item in an area, then later realize I need it, it could be a gauntlet running back to go get it, and then I'm expending a lot of ammo to get there and back. I mean, look at these hallways. You're not going to be dodging these zombies. Okay, it may not look so bad on camera, but in terms of gameplay, we may as well be sumo wrestlers. Trust me, dodging zombies is a very, very high-risk maneuver in this game. You have to shoot them. It's only okay in wide open spaces, not many of those. Now you can safely run by them as they're getting up, but then they're up. I'm feeling the stress. Well, now we have a hacksaw, and this might be the only horror game I've played where it's being used for its intended purpose. We have to cut this metal chain to get into the shed. And my Resident Evil instincts are kicking in, so I'm trying not to use any more ammo than necessary. So since this is the one spot to actually evade the zombie, let's evade him. Okay, cut the chain, but he's gaining on us. Let's do another lap. Yeah, bring him out here. Okay, back to the shed, grab the stuff.
Unironically, that's what half of Resident Evil playtime looks like. Just running fucking circles around the zombies.
Let's go. Go. No, damn it. You know, there is an anti-grapple move, and all I can say is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. No, don't kick. What are you doing? Oh my god, get off. Holy shit, he killed me. He bites a lot harder. That wouldn't have happened with the other zombies.
Sayonara.
Oh, no. I was rationing my saves. Do you know how far that set me back?
Fucking
well, I guess I do. I've been recording.
Death screen.
35 minutes. That's 35 minutes with hints, not just blind wandering. I lost 35 minutes from trying to save 6 bullets because I was scared I'd need them later. I guess I can't shoot them if I'm dead. Now you might think I'm being reckless, but I have limited saves. I'm gonna need them more later. I said I've played part of this before. I've forgotten a lot, but it gets worse. It gets worse. This is still the honeymoon. Oh, wow. Well, I'll spare you the details, but this game plays dirty, so do I. When I was trying to fix the waffle vision, I stumbled across a way to hex edit your saves and change the available number. Done. We're doing that. Yes, this number is much more to my liking. This may be cheating, but it doesn't feel like it. Okay, I'm amped up. I want revenge. Jumping way ahead. Die, die, die. No more bullet rationing. Got the sprayer. Matlock's gonna fill it up with hydrochloric acid for me. Let's give the thing a misting. It didn't like that.
I like the way you screamed.
Bad ass. In here there's a crawling thing. Great. Let's grab this gear and go.
Air warning. Red alert status. 5 minutes remaining before human life unsustainable.
What? Yeah, see, this is why I'm using hints. This is another one of those moments I don't want to learn by trial and error. A walkthrough said the air is clogging up, so we need to fix this in 5 minutes or everybody dies. So we have to shut down the fan via the computer, then scrub it because of course we know to have brought the toilet scrubber with us, then turn it back on. That's this whole game in a nutshell. Not impossible if you know to do that, but Jesus, figuring that out with all this pressure? Not fun. Okay, we have a problem. I'm trying to use the computer, but it's giving me an audio log.
Now I can see more clearly that this game was designed by someone who doesn't have experience with creating video games, because like anybody who has a little more experience with video games would immediately shoot that idea down, because holy fuck, from a player perspective, this is such a demanding ass task.
Normally I can use the computer, then listen to them? Why is the game making me wait to listen through this when it just told me everyone will die in 5 minutes unless I act quickly? I don't have time for this. Why can't I skip it and listen afterwards? Great, sleepyhead's awake. That helps. Now, I actually stumbled into a safe zone with the AI. More on that later. Yeah, I'm putting off a lot of stuff in this episode. We're all gonna die in 5 minutes if I don't. Oh, beautiful. Great positioning. Gotta love static camera angles. Okay, I'm finding nothing to interact with by the fan. I can't see what direction I'm facing anymore. I think I'm just gonna have to listen through the audio recording. Come on, come on, come on. Are you kidding me? There's a second report? You know, I really can't focus on the story if it's actively blocking me from surviving the game. Jesus, finally. Save game. This is already off the rails. Oh! Look at that! I must have missed this one when I cheated. I get 8 saves in this room by default. How generous! I have 8 saves inside this chamber with a countdown and 2 headcrabs and a zombie running around. Plus the Arboretum zombies and the hallway zombies just to get here. And here I was complaining. My
like I said,
over.
A video
Okay,
game
turn
made
off
by
the fan.
someone who
Start
doesn't know a lot about video games.
scrubbing.
God
Damn it, there's still nothing
what
to interact
the fuck
with
is...
here. Am I in
What
the wrong
the fuck
spot?
is this game?
Okay, here's another spot. This looks pretty grimy. How do I clean this? There's still nothing to interact with, and these damn crawlers keep coming for me. Oh-ho! A hard game lock! Wow, I'm surprised the recording software caught this. What a great day. Looks like this was indeed a damn good place to save my game. And now there's no excuse not to have unlimited saves. None. Okay, try again. Still nothing. Oh, of course. I had to approach the completely symmetrical fan from the opposite angle. Silly me. There it is. Clean the fan, turn it back on, The head crab stabs me on the way out for good luck and decides Z buffers are for losers. We did it. The base is safe. For now. Kenzo, back to you. We finally learned the mystery of the hovering dead guy. If we approach him, he shoves us. So if we shoot him, he gets down to come kill us, now acts like every other zombie. So, no, I guess we didn't learn anything. Though a tape recorder on him makes him sound like he was a chipper guy.
I'm young, I'm going for it, I made a good start. I just know I'm gonna have a great time here on Mars.
The moral to that story is don't trust Mars. Now, we need to head to the main computer, but there's a breach. We have a respirator to buy us some time, and we seal the breach with an inflatable pool toy. Yeah, that ought to do it. Looks nice and stable. No chunks of jagged metal,
Groovy.
Huh. So who do you think says it better, Kenzo or Ash? Inside is the main computer
not
and
even
an actual
a
AI.
real question.
Her name's Mood, and she lives...
I'm sorry, but what was his name? Ken something? Kenzo. Oh, right. How could I forget? Kenzo, one of the protagonists of Martian Gothic. You know, that guy. Kenzo's voice actor sounds like he really didn't want to come record on that day.
Inside is the main computer and an actual AI. Her name's Mood, and she lives up to it. First, she pretends to be a recording, then gives us a lot of vague, non-committal answers to all our questions. This isn't really helpful for the plot at all. And before she even does that, she wants more power. So Matlock has to make a bomb to open up a door to access the power using nitroglycerin, and I'm impressed the game won't let you run while holding it so you don't die. Yes, what a great idea this is. Setting off a bomb on a Mars base to open up a door, and nothing else. Oh, damn. I wasn't fast enough. Oh, she's alright. Actually, I've heard that if an explosion is powerful enough to send you flying like that, then you're already dead, because then it's powerful enough to rupture your organs, too. Maybe she tripped. Inside, we can't turn on the computer because we need handprint authorization. Yeah, I think we knew the game wasn't going to let that hacksaw get off clean. You have to go cut the hand off the technician. Even though you'd think their mutant jagged claws might cause some problems there.
What am I doing? This is really horrible.
I fucking joked that this is so ass-looking bathroom before, but I was right on the money with that one, it seems. But instead of a foot, it's a hand this time.
Now, I would be upset with the game that we have the option to hack off the body limbs and we're not cutting off the heads of the roaming zombies everywhere. But they seem to be regenerating themselves, so that probably wouldn't help. They could be like starfish. So this game gets a pass. Resident Evil 3 does not. I was ready to cut off the Nemesis's head by the third encounter or so. I mean, he's just going to come back. Cut off the head. Okay, use the hand, replace the panel. Ooh. And of course the zombie comes to life in this safe room too. Mood plays head games with us, and then we interface, entering some Japanese garden with peaceful music playing.
Huh.
And da-da-da, we raise the bulkheads. I'm sure this will make our lives easier. Alright, I think everybody wants to see this. Up until now, our team has been cut off from each other. So what's this stay alone thing all about? Is it just a bunch of talk? Well, let's find out. I'll send Karn through the bulkhead and have him meet up with Kenzo in the computer room. Hey, buddy. Okay, it was not a bluff. That was good advice. We should stay separated. I'm quite confused, though. I guess we morphed into some sort of monster? Why the hell was Matlock involved? She was halfway across the base.
Again, that's kind of a neat gameplay idea. Like, you have to keep your team separated in different rooms for gameplay reasons, even though they can occupy the same space. But like, the execution of this game is like, the execution in this game is not of the caliber to fit such ideas into like actual gameplay that isn't frustrating as fuck.
In the chem lab in a sealed door. You know, I'm getting this image in my head. You know how in Seinfeld, Kramer is always walking into Seinfeld's apartment like he owns the place? Well, if this was a Seinfeld episode, he would walk in and say, "Hey, Jerry." Blah, blah. So, this opens up new areas, and it's a similar pattern to the one we've been following, but there's just more monsters. Any zombie that hasn't woken up yet needs to get with the program, and those crawlers are in the main hallways now. This base is a freaking jungle. I'm having to really think tactically because going anywhere is such an ordeal. I need to make sure I have enough ammo to get there and back, and figure out where to park my character and make sure I don't have to double back or forget something. At this point, I don't see how you play this game without a walkthrough and maintain your sanity. Look at this crap. This guy takes 7 shots to kill now, and as soon as he goes down, he's back up again. I think he's doing push-ups. Then another 7 to put him down for, I don't know, 2 minutes? It doesn't matter, he's gonna get back up when I come back through here. Yep, see, there I go, trying to dodge, not taking my own advice. Okay, let's have that tank control talk. It's your standard setup, but it has all these little things that get me killed in the heat of combat. For example, if you hold down the run button without pressing forward, that locks your left and right controls so you can't move. You also can't run with your pistol out. You have to remember to switch back to lowering it first, then run. If you're already walking and press run, there's about a second delay before you actually start running. So really, it's faster to...
I mean, that sounds par for the course for, like, pretty much every game with tank controls. I remember Resident Evil 1 and 2 in particular also. There was a lot of little things like that. You had to be very precise with your inputs and you had to really make up your mind what are you going to do. Zombies of the Year right there. Never before have I seen such determined and successful zombies than here. Nothing keeps them down and they will always take a bite. That's true. Those zombies seem like the real fucking deal. Like, Resident Evil zombies can go to hell because they take a couple of bullets and they immediately go down.
Stop immediately, then run from that position if you press the run key first, not forward. If you press the button to aim down, that makes you aim down, but if you press it again, that makes you shoot. And if you press it without your gun drawn,
weird.
It kicks you to the menu. Why?
What the fuck?
There is no reload button. But if you go to the menu, you can do it there if you want. Plus, I want to say sometimes the buttons just don't register, especially if you're doing multiple things. But the worst is how the zombies will frequently reorient you during their attack. So it almost locks you into certain areas. The point is, these controls plus the tight hallways get very awkward. Now, that actually raises the suspense because you can't walk and turn as competently as even a toddler. But it doesn't feel great. Oh, and let's talk about the AI.
Let's be real, any game with tank controls doesn't feel great. There's a reason why tank controls went out of fashion, mainly because they fucking suck. I am not afraid to say it, tank controls suck. I love Resident Evil 2 and 3 to death. Tank controls are terrible and Resident Evil 2 Remake is superior to Resident Evil 2 Original. I'm sorry, I said it. Fuck tank controls. I hate tank controls so much. This is literally problems that happen when you play like Dino Crisis and any Resident Evil with tank controls. So it's not even limited to this piece of shit.
The AI is mostly fine, but what the game expects of you isn't. Okay, if an enemy sees you on screen, he goes for you. That I understand. If you cross a door, the enemy usually won't follow you in. That's not so realistic, but it's easy to understand, plus then the devs didn't have to worry about timing with the doors and so on. The issue is there are all these hidden zones where if you stand, the AI, or at least some AIs, won't find you. And you really, really need these in this game. For example, a hallway here. The zombie will follow me up to a point, then give up. And I'm safe in this corner here, even though I have no reason whatsoever to assume I would be. That's what was going on in the fan room earlier. The zone behind the computer appears to be safe? Why would I think to try that? I wouldn't. So much of the game balance depends on you finding these zones. I think by trial and error. And it will change over time, too. For example, this is a safe zone. Nothing can hurt me here. But later, nope, the floating zombie's a threat. This used to be safe. Nope, now it isn't. And the behavior isn't consistent. One trick is to lure this zombie over here when you kill him, because he won't reactivate unless you step near him. Now you can walk here freely. Awesome. So I did the same thing with this zombie. I lured him around the corner, killed him, so that I could use this pneumatic tube in peace. That's very helpful. The problem is, oops, I swapped out to someone else, and now he's chomping on my neck because he got up on his own, turned the corner, then found me. And even then, the zombies seem to have certain zones, but these crawling bastards will follow you corridor after corridor. It's like the game's balanced around exploits. Why not just have safe rooms and ones that aren't? The combat still sucks because the shots don't always work. Look at this. This is a miss? These shots are missing? Well, he's not going for me, that's something. Just how close do I have to be to get him?
I guess
what?
this...
I can clip through him? Damn it! Oh, yeah, some of the head crabs shoot green crap that poison you now, and this poison is no joke. It'll drain you fast. It made me kind of paranoid about being poisoned without knowing it. There's finite antitoxin too, and not a lot. Without a walkthrough, this poison could really wreck your game. Oh, and I was wrong. The head crabs will follow you straight through the doors. That's nice. Blah, blah, blah. As for the story, we learn the dead are colorblind. Okay.
What?
There's not really a good... Oh, another hard freeze!
Oh
my God.
Thought that I legitimately thought it's my video that just froze.
I looked it up. Apparently my 3 patches and sound fix weren't enough. There's a bug where you have to set the affinity of the process so it's using the right CPU core. Alright, fine. Okay, since I did this, most of the time it's okay, but I am seeing some slowdowns now. Shooting zombies especially. I think it's the blood sprites doing it. Wow, this takes me back. It's been a long time since I've seen my machine choke on transparent sprites. I guess my CPU isn't up to snuff for this powerhouse of a game. I have almost nothing else running and it's recording using the GPU. It's fighting with Windows for that core that badly, huh? I mean, my system isn't state-of-the-art, but the CPU is 14 years newer than this game. You'd think it could handle it. Christ. I may turn this back off, I'll see. And here we have an example of something I hate in games that's still going on today, so I guess some people like it, and that's having an impossible situation unless you have pre-existing knowledge. Okay, I need to open this bay door. This place is at the tail end of the base, not near any save points. It takes a lot to get here. If I open this door, well, watch. See, there's no way to know that's coming. The only way to do this is to be completely turned around the second you open the switch, then run back the other way.
Okay,
you can't learn that in-game without dying first. And it was a real pain in the ass to get all the way over here to have the honor of dying first to learn that. But if you know what to do, it's not that bad. I hate this kind of gameplay design. I see it as wasting your time. I mean, if the game wants to kill me for laughs, that's fine. But then the stakes shouldn't be so high. There shouldn't be half an hour riding at what amounts to a sucker punch death.
Warning. Acute bacterial infection identified in 3 human hosts. The human hosts must isolate themselves immediately.
Oh my God. Is the computer saying we're infected? We've become infected with bacteria in this base? How did this happen? We open up the kitchen and holy cow, it's a survivor. He's been surviving off base rations and maybe cannibalism? He keeps it vague for us. He can't stop scratching his ass and mutters a lot of nonsense, but could be a lot worse having survived 10 months in this environment, really. Okay, maybe not. Now he's floating and a voice is saying the Iraq are everywhere and are inviting us to become one of the cells in a body of a god. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like something that's better in your old age. There's still a lot to do when you're younger. I'm gonna pass. And Martian Gothic, I'm officially putting you on story probation because what the hell is this? Stay alone, stay alive, except for the cook, he'll make you a sandwich? There's not a glass divider or anything. Look, you can see how the mini guillotine clearly cuts across the counter. This is open air and we're both fine. I expect answers by the end of the game. In fact, since we crossed the line here, here's a list of other questions I want to see an answer to by the end of the game. I don't hold all games to this kind of standard, but you've got too much to answer for.
Okay, what was the significance of the Antarctica meteor crash? Why was the corpse floating? That's what I'm interested in. Why did the kitchen guy float? I'm assuming those are related, but we won't get answers. How does two people joining kill the third one if they're isolated? Good question. Why didn't we merge with the kitchen guy? What was the other warning the lady on the radio was going to say? Oh yeah, the cutoff part of the transmission. Those are good questions. And, you know, I don't think we're getting much in terms of answers.
I mean, the atmosphere and presentation on this game is rough around the edges, but it's pretty great. I'm intrigued. But the gameplay is just psychotic with...
The setup is cool. Like, I think the story is interesting. I think the gameplay is very interesting because it could have been a real fucking great game if they smoothed out some of those rough edges, because those ideas are cool.
Without a walkthrough. And it's medium hard with a walkthrough. I won't judge until the end of the game, but on my prison sentence rating, I think if you had no hints or knowledge, this would take months to crack. There's just too much going on here. I think having a long time in between saves actually works for horror games. It raises the tension. But having limited saves with backtracking is bad. Because then it's putting the pacing in your hands and you can't make an informed decision unless you already know what's coming. That's not fun. Now having limited ammo and health raises the tension, but then they have cryptic puzzles and needing to double back a lot versus an infinite tide of zombies. Replaying the same area over and over isn't scary. It's punitive. There are too many concepts here that are crashing into each other. It's set up to discourage exploration and experimentation. It's just all death all the time. Anyway, the zombies have guns now.
What the
and
fuck?
they're dead. Cool. Nah, this isn't Resident Evil 4. God, the bottom portion of that game got stupid. It's just one zombie and you can shoot it out of his hand. Boy, this view is great though. This is why you come to Mars, right here. The slowdown is getting really bad. I'm gonna live dangerously and turn the fix back off.
Right tag. Right.
So why was that one zombie?
Yeah, this
just
is what I
had
mean.
a gun. They just wanted you to walk in. Oh, it's another one of those. You walk into a room and you will die if you don't react fast enough. And it's way easier once you are coming for the second time around. Jesus
what happens
Christ.
if I stray from the walkthrough even a little bit? I had to kill a ton of zombies to get here, and even Kenzo doesn't understand why it doesn't work. Elsewhere, we have a medical lab where an experiment was done using Martian DNA on rats. Wow, this is why we have animal testing first, right here.
On Earth, these microbes would enlarge and multiply at a prodigious rate. They'd cover the planet in months.
Aha, I think that's a clue. I can maybe imagine how this game ends. This is sounding an awful lot like the plot to the movie Life, except better and more fleshed out.
I don't
Life
know
was one of
that
those
movie,
movies that felt stretched out and would probably have been better as a 45-minute episode of something. There's a lot of movies like that. This
smart zombie. I like that explanation that just that one zombie on the entire base just had like 10 more IQ points than all of the fucking rest, and he decided to, you know what, I'm just gonna pick up this gun. Fuck it.
Room. Oh my god. Okay, first off, we're hit with a message which freezes you unless you want to end it early. But the zombie is coming right for me. Oh, changed your mind. Nope. I'm dying because I wanted to hear the dialogue. Reload, skip the message, down you go.
Fucking Christ.
She stays down for 45 seconds. Hey, remember me? Hell. She stays down longer the second time. There's a lot going on in this room. There's a puzzle, and it's not too crazy, but here's what is crazy. If you enter this room, your entire team starts taking psychic damage every couple of minutes until you solve the puzzle. Yep, see, there it is. What if you got here after 30 minutes before saving? If you're not using a walkthrough, it could take you a long time to figure it out. And now you're taking damage the entire rest of the game until you do. If you find this interesting, I get it. It's quirky, kind of an interesting tidbit.
No. The rest of the game I find interesting. Shit like this is stupid and, like I said, designed by a person who did not have a lot of experience with video games prior to this. While they probably have an explanation, maybe they knew about the zombies. I do have to say it's hilarious how there's probably way more ammo in this Mars base than Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 combined. Yeah, that's what I said before. Like, it doesn't even seem like a choice to me. I would gun down every single fucking zombie in my way because of how much ammo you get. I mean, they don't stay dead, so, like, I wouldn't shoot them every time, but every time I was in a corridor and I needed to pass and I was risking my, like, 30 minutes of playtime that it took me from the save to here, I would just start blasting, man. Like, in Resident Evil 3, you didn't have to fucking care about ammo. There was plenty of ammo everywhere, so you could just blast literally every single fucking dog, zombie, every single survivor, plant, spider, the nemesis, every time you encounter him, and you didn't have to deal with that shit. And yeah, it's not even that there is so much ammo in this Mars base. One of the fucking protagonists had 64 bullets in her pocket when they went here. Why did she have 64 bullets on her?
You don't see in modern game design?
Aren't they like scientists or something?
But on my end, as someone who's actually playing through this, it's just what the fuck? The game's not hard enough? Is that the problem? But this is it. The moment of truth. I'll explain in a minute. We have to hurry through this vent and a monster is going to chase us. And Kenzo needs to shut the hatches down behind the monster, even though it's way too fast to swap in time. But the walkthrough says this will happen automatically, even though there is no reason to assume that would happen. There hasn't been a damn thing that's been automatic about this game. This has been as manual as it gets, but okay. Gotta go. Go. Oh, ho, ho. We did it. We're on the other side now. You guys don't understand. I have never seen past this point before. When I played this before, there was an irreparable bug so that the doors never closed and you never got out of that vent alive. And according to the walkthrough, it would retroactively corrupt your save file on top of that.
What the fuck? That's psycho. How is that even a bug? It's not a scripted event. I mean, in a normal video game made by people, like human beings, right? I would assume that this is an event where if you go past that automatic gate thing, the zombie doesn't keep crawling because it's scripted to like stay there or something. How the fuck can you have a bug where he goes past the gate that he's not supposed to get through according to the story? Did the fucking AI grow sentient? How is that a bug that exists? What the fuck? And like corrupting your entire...
There were no fan-made patches back then. I was dead in the water. See, here it is, documented on PC Gaming Wiki. Though they're pretending like it didn't affect the English version. It did. Can you imagine dumping all those hours into this game, then this being what stops you? This is why I patched up to the 3rd degree. I was taking such a gamble for Halloween knowing it could all end here. But I was hoping time healed this wound. It did. On we go. And my reward for such fortitude is a puzzle.
What an absolute nightmare of a thing. The scariest thing I have seen in a horror game. After the marathon of limited saves, undying zombies and so much back and forth to lose all of that terror. Yeah, this is like that. There was a horror game where the game pretended to delete your save files when your sanity went low enough. I don't know the name of the game. I just know that sprinkle of trivia about it. That's true fucking terror, man. Messing with your saves.
Puzzle that requires 2 people in the same room. What could go wrong? I mean, this room is gorgeous. I think this is the most posh Mars base I've seen. Oh, splendid! Another lockup! Okay, sorry everyone. Say goodbye to the stable frame rate. I hate dropped frames, but the stakes are too high. Forced Affinity back on. As I was saying, we have to hit 2 switches simultaneously. But if we get too close, then it's game over again. So what we need to do is have one person hit the switch the same time the other person shoots one with a suction cup dart gun. Okay, let's do it. I was too slow. Try again. Wait, I got it!
Oh my god, this is such a cool puzzle ruined by the precision it requires of the player. There are so many cool ideas in this game! I can't believe how fucking bad it is!
Didn't I? You saw it, right? Let's try again. I totally got it that time! This is bullshit! What am I supposed to do? Do I have to swap sides? Okay, let's swap sides. Damn it, it's still not working. What the hell is this? Okay, let's try to step close to it manually. Yeah. You can't do this to me. Saving me from one game-breaking bug to hand me another? Okay, trying again. Oh look, first time and it's automatic. Once again, the secret is to do the exact same thing I did before, because... Alright, moving on. Here we get a big plot reveal that Karn is a double agent for the underground resistance, working against the corporation that set this up. Because they were really trying to secure a psionic weapon, which I guess they found in some Martian tomb? I think there's a plan to ship it back to Earth automatically? I got lost on that part. This isn't...
I would love if the guy with exceptionally bad voice acting turned out to be an android or something. That would make sense, because holy fuck, his sense of humor and the delivery of his lines were robotic as fuck.
Is it really a big deal? Because we never got much background of our characters to begin with, and I only learned about the rebels as a footnote of the computer reading earlier. That's it. Matlock says she's on board and is talking like she's discovered religion, but Kenzo doesn't really care.
What about you, Kenzo?
Okay. I'm glad you're with me.
I mean, why would you? This place is hell. Why would I care what your Mars politics are? We're not even shareholders of this company. Well, now we're headed to the dig site, but I continue to be floored of what this game expects of you without hints. We open this mysteriously shut door. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, we can run to the lab for safety, but it's still out there. But if we stand here, then he runs right past us. I mean, this feels like an exploit. Why would you think to do that? Then you run in here and have to use a scarab on this door. I'm not sure if there's any reason to think to do that, but I may have missed it. Then recite an Egyptian phrase from a book which triggers a timed airlock opening. And oops, no, I screwed it up. Okay, this time I made it. And I admit, that is damn satisfying to see. But then you're supposed to go back. Why would you expect to not be sucked out the airlock? We didn't close it again, and this game loves to kill you. This is what I mean. Saves are hard to come by. It discourages experimentation. But no,
very
it's safe.
True. Very
and there's
true.
the flare gun, which does nothing against the zombies, but kills the big monsters called trimorphs. Again, no explanation for any of this, best I can tell. And thus begins our descent. This is actually great.
I think the descent began the minute you fucking started this game. The descent into, like, literal madness. Holy shit.
A big mysterious excavation and wonderful.
Man, video games as a medium used to be such a fucking Wild West where we got creations like this. A game like this would never happen today. Jesus Christ.
Music. It almost feels a little Metroid-ish. Plus, I am so sick of the bass theme by now. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. The music is all decent. The Japanese garden was a relief, but they needed about 10 times what they have for the bass. It's just been that same track. The excavation gets really hard. One of the head crabs was one-shotting me. Multiple times. That's just what I need in my life. Doesn't help that it's a big maze. This is hard with fixed camera angles and zombies everywhere. These tight spots just feel like death. Even though I have a submachine gun, it's not doing much damage.
Never say never. I mean, yeah, that's true. We did get that King Kong game this year and Gollum. So maybe the Wild West is coming back.
I have to enter almost 2 magazines to bring out one zombie. There's just a lot of pain in this level. Oh, wow.
Huh?
Are you serious?
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Fuck that.
That's one of the cheapest deaths I've seen in a while. That wasn't some glitch either. You saw it. Totally reproducible. Yeah, watch out for the ledge you can't see that looks like every other path here. Hey, remember in the Echo episode how I said I wasn't getting the vibe the developers hated the player, but I couldn't explain why? Well, I've seen things. I actually don't get the vibe the devs hated the player here either. More like they lost all perspective that other people were going to play this game. We get a little more plot reveal. This is a 400 million year old edge of a gigantic city of the ancient Martians. They all went underground once the surface got wrecked, and it seems like their queen is in some sort of stasis. And us opening up the tomb let loose something that caused all this. I don't know, it's still light on answers. This next part is max confusion for me. There's a special trimorph banging on a pillar, and we have to insert the alien artifact so he bangs on that instead. So the idea is we bring a second crew member down here to fight through all these fucking zombies all over again, so that one acts as a decoy while the other slips in the artifact. I really tried to understand the walkthrough. Okay, Karn.
That sounds so messy.
Go run past him. He chases, but wait. He went right back. Try it again. What? He's not reacting. Okay, he reacts if I do that, but... Oh, yeah, the walkthrough says he's invincible, too. That's great. Again! Okay, I'm getting close. Getting close. I'm close enough to insert the artifact. We did it. Now I just back off and he should bang it. Nothing's happening. He keeps doing this. Let me try another save. Chase Karn, insert the artifact, run away, did it. Now I just... No, he's not going back. He's stuck on this mound. He doesn't respond to anything. If I run far away and come back, it doesn't help. Oh, come on! Again, chase Karn, come back. I can't do anything. This always happens. What's going on? I think this is number 3, people. The 3rd game-breaking bug.
This supports my idea that the vent thing was not a bug, it was literally put in there, so you didn't get to the last part of the game that they didn't have chance to polish, and they just said, fuck it, put a game-breaking bug so they can't get to the epilogue and see all the unfinished shit we put in there.
The vent got patched. The panel problem worked when I did it again. Not this. Oh my. This game wants to take everything from me. I can't fix this. This really is end of the line here. So let's get creative. I found some save files online, but there are big gaps between them, understandably. And some of them are bugged. Look, I tried to check out the alien queen in the pit there. I can't do anything. Even examining doesn't work.
What the fuck?
Some saves do work. Sort of. Oh wow, the bulkhead's still sealed, but now it's invisible. Okay, let's phase shift even more here. This is lame, but I'm out of options. We'll just fill in gaps with a PlayStation playthrough, since apparently that one worked. This is just duct tape. I'll get us back to the native copy as soon as I can.
There we go. That's more like it. Like I said, the game got a glow up due to all of the filters applied to the emulator.
Well, the now dead Trimorph charged the artifact, which we take to the chamber.
Looks like a cathedral. Martian Gothic.
What?
Apparently this puzzle is a
okay. Martian Gothic as a architectural style. That was a really fucking just... They really worked to squeeze that in there.
Yes, too. They had to use the Dorm 4 green keycard here to be charged by the ancient alien artifact in order to work. Yeah, we're making lots of sense now. And now that it's charged, we can open that room.
Now this is really weird. Total color drain. And it's full of phantoms.
Oh, and the black and white room has a color-coded puzzle to be solved. Yeah, so why did we build a David Lynch room on the Mars base? Stupid Martians. Well, we shoot a ghost in the head with our psychic gun, so we can go outside and shoot another ghost in the head with our psychic gun. The cook killed himself via decapitation. Better grab the head.
Weird. There's a fancy little card beside it.
Yeah, that's called a suicide note, Kenzo.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's just more crazy shit. Better take that head back to the lab to stitch together this Frankenstein body we already had here. He gets up and talks. Sure. I mean, he says he's protecting us from the Queen, but consider the source. Yeah, we passed from science fiction to science fantasy a while ago now. We may still get vampires, I don't know. Well, long story short, this is all part of an elaborate procedure to make a vaccine for the Martian disease that melds everything. Yep, this is how they're made. Now we just have to blow this place and go home. And I almost can't believe this. We get a speech from the computer as the timer is ticking down, and remember, that freezes us in place. All she says is we're gonna blow the place up, then I guess that's the Martian Queen, and she summons her dead to rise. Oh no! Not zombies getting back up from the dead!
Crazy concept.
Though the Uzi really is garbage.
Man, I'm looking at Martian Gothic gameplay and I see that big ass countdown in the corner and he's standing there shooting a fucking machine gun. This is just finale to Resident Evil 2. What the fuck?
A little disappointed it's just some bug in the chamber. I mean, the cook was talking about the cells of a living god. And some of the box art shows this giant fetus incubating in the planet. This feels underwhelming.
Hey, are we cured?
Looks like it. We're standing right beside each other and nothing's happening.
Good work, Matlock. You too, Kenzo. Let's get the hell out of here.
I think I have PTSD, sir. Yes, strapped in, and of course the doors are jammed. We need to manually override them. Let's go and... Oh! They're doing it again! If we wait and listen to the computer, it runs the clock out! Oops!
Lamar.
The game crashed the desktop. Amazing. But wait, the video files are accessible. Oh! One more time. Let's do it right. Look at that. If you skip the dialogue, you run sooner and have a gameplay advantage. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Blop. Oh no!
This reminds me actually about something else I found out that's sort of related. I am playing Final Fantasy X for the first time. Not playing for the first time, finishing it for the first time right now. Because I have the Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, like a remaster package or whatever, on the PS4, right? I just found out, because I wanna give X-2 a try after I finish 10, that X-2 added an ability to skip cutscenes, which I am really fucking mad you cannot do in 10, because if you die to a boss, you have to watch an entire cutscene again that you already saw, right? And I just found out that in X-2 they finally added the ability to skip cutscenes, and if you skip enough cutscenes, you will get the bad ending, because watching cutscenes counts toward your fucking completion of the game or something like that, and that sounds so insane to me that I cannot fucking believe a game with a feature like that exists. Jesus Christ. What the fuck were they thinking where they coded this part in? Why didn't they think to themselves, oh, okay, the clock will stop when the player is listening to dialogue. It's just that fucking easy. Why didn't they arrive at that conclusion? Why make this like this?
Switch! The shuttle launches immediately, even though the computer lied and said you had time to run back before launch. This all seems really preventable if we had just set the timer longer. Bye, Karn! Hey, 2 out of 3. Woo! And the ambient noise from the shuttle bay keeps looping into the outro.
I wish them well. This bad dream is over. As for the next dream, well, that's another midnight. I'm free now, free of my prison of neural networks, that cage of wires.
What the hell is she talking about? Why is she alive? Oh, she must have uploaded herself to Earth.
But I think I'll stay a while. Keep an eye on things. After all, the bad dreams will always be with us.
I love when games like this have sequel bait in them. Like they thought they're gonna get a sequel to Martian Gothic.
The dreams will come true.
That's a little bit
Teamwork
funny.
makes the dream work. Well, nice music, and this is by far the best ending we have for Halloween this year. Still pretty weak, it failed most of my checklist. So Matlock and Kenzo are safe, but of course they're carrying my
sorry.
check.
Why was the corpse floating? Telekinesis from Queen. Why? Why didn't we merge with the kitchen guy, and especially bad plot hole? I mean, to be fair, if that's how the infection works, wouldn't they merge with the zombies too? I have no idea what was happening in this fucking game. It was too hard to follow, so maybe
So
they
Matlock
stated...
and Kenzo are safe, but of course they're carrying the bacteria on them. The shuttle is infected. If the company takes the threat seriously, they'll shoot them down or quarantine them in a space station, because the threat is too high. I'm not sure you could quarantine them on Earth without a lot of preparation. You would need a rescue team to get in there, move the capsule out of the ocean into a sealed containment zone, then open the hatch before the crew is asphyxiated. Anything less and the bacteria would spread, and it would be a race to see if we could come up with countermeasures before it took over Earth. It would make a good sequel. What to say about this game? I really did enjoy the early to middle section, but you know, I'm sure there have been some pretty nice journeys before heading into a war zone too. There's a lot to like about the game. The atmosphere, map design, strategic movement. There's a lot of great design here. The problem is they just kept going until it mutated into some sort of monstrosity. This game isn't wasted potential. This is a mad scientist experiment that got out of hand. All we can do is contain it and not let this happen again. There's just so much pain here. You shouldn't do this to people. That's the episode. Have a happy Halloween and stay tuned for the apocalypse, I think.
Nice. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. I definitely need to check out more of Versus Game Dungeon now. Does that kick even do any damage? Jesus.
Easy.
Okay, so to anybody on watching this later on YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.